Good morning, Vail. My name is Megan Wright, and I am standing right here at Gondola 1 in Vail Village. And Vail Valley Live starts right now.
Good morning, everyone. Billy Dorn here at the studios for Vail Valley Live here at the Grand Hyatt. Of course, we got our hot seat director over here. We got Liam Miller, and we got Megan Wright in the field. We're going to take it back out to Megan here in just a little while. But, hey, our first week in 2023, it is January 7th. We hope everyone's first week has been terrific. Mine's been great so far. No complaints. Things are looking up. The mountain's looking great. We're bringing all kinds of reports today on the show, the snow reports, weather reports. We're also going to be talking about dinosaurs today. We're going to be talking about fireworks displays. I even got a couple mention of a few things happening in outer space that might pique your curiosity a little bit. But it's been a beautiful morning. If you head outside right now, it's not too cold actually compared to what we've seen in the last few weeks. But why don't should we take it out to Megan? Let's take it out to our own Megan Wright out there. She's at the top of Bridge Street there at Gondola 1. Good morning, Megan. How's it going out there?
Good morning, Billy. I haven't seen you since last year.
It's been a long time. You're right. Since last year. Now, you're standing out there right now, and I don't see a ton of people. I know we got a little time here before the lifts start up, but are you seeing anyone moving around out there? Is the town starting to wake up a little bit?
You know, it's interesting. I thought I'd see a couple groups coming in for first tracks, and I haven't seen any groups. So yeah. I'm wondering if they've started it for the new year or what's up. But so just a couple employees out here, and actually there is a couple people in line because they want to get that first track.
Right. I bet in the next half hour or so, as the show progresses, you're going to see people starting to gravitate towards where you're standing. So maybe you can find some characters to get on camera there. Now, are you a skier or a snowboarder, Megan?
Oh, I'm a skier. I did try snowboarding once, and no, I'm a skier. I was born and raised here in Colorado, Denver, but grew up in Vail and Steamboat, and I'm a skier.
Terrific. A skier at heart. I was a skier when I moved here in '89, and then I kind of tried snowboarding right when snowboarding was becoming a thing. And I can still ski, but I definitely stick to the snow. I don't call myself a snowboarder, but I do snowboard. Let's make that distinction right now, for sure. So you said you grew up mainly in Vail and Steamboat? You're a true blue local then, right?
No, I grew up in Denver.
Okay.
But I was actually I skied a lot in Steamboat and Vail. I remember Crossroads. Went to the movie theater with the supermarket there.
Yeah. Do you remember the Burger King? Remember when Burger King was there?
Yeah.
That's going. Yep, that's going way back. So you're a true blue Colorado native, but not necessarily local from the mountains, but definitely native. Terrific. Yeah. So we got all kinds of stuff we're going to be talking about today. Talking about the roads. As I was driving in today, it was kind of a mix. And as Megan would know, growing up in Colorado, man, here in the mountains, you get a little bit of everything across the boards. It's incredible. You can be down in Eagle, which they kind of call the banana belt because usually it's warmer down there. You can be there in sunshine and be driving up valley, and a matter of 15 minutes later be in the middle of a blizzard and windstorm and icy roads. Should we take a look at weather right now? Leah, see what's going on? So looking at the weather, Megan, we'll come back to you in just a couple minutes. We're going to take a look at weather for those folks that are just waking up, having their coffee, lying in bed. First of all, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you being here. But looking at the roads and weather, not bad. Driving in this morning, I-70 was pretty much dry all the way until I started getting into Vail. It was still fairly dry. They I think the CDOT, the Colorado Department of Transportation, had sprayed some mag chloride on the road to keep get ice from building up. But really, there's not a lot of ice to be said right now. So make sure you also keep your wiper fluid topped up. I always like to remind people of that because especially with that mag chloride or any melting, you're getting a lot of spray coming up. Temperatures right now a little chilly, so Megan's standing out there right now.24 mid-teens, maybe low 20s. Kind of depends. There can be little pockets around the valley where temperatures can be a little bit different from even a mile or two away. In the last 24 hours or so, they're reporting 6 inches on the mountains around the area. That's terrific. We'll take that. 7-day snowfall of 16 inches, a base of 55 inches. Current season, 164 inches. Man, I love to see that. That is some good stuff. I think our next chance of a storm probably coming in will be around Wednesday-ish, right there, Tuesday, Wednesday. We look at the 6-day outlook right there. Today's going to be real pretty. Today's going to be a nice sunny day. Make sure you get your sunscreen on. There's a look at that Wednesday right there. Next chance of some snow coming on Wednesday. If you look at this 6-day out forecast, temperatures are kind of all over the place. Tomorrow we're looking at a high 35 with sunshine, but an evening of only 7 degrees, single digits in the lows at nighttime. And as we progress, those temperatures jump all over the place all the way till Friday. 44 a high on Friday with a 10-degree low right there. So we're kind of be all over the map. You want to be prepared, and Megan will definitely vouch for this. You want to be prepared for anything in the high country. Definitely have extra jackets in your cars or things you might need. If you're heading out in the mountain, you can't go wrong with layering up. As I always like to say, it's better to be up there and have it and not need it and take it off, or rather than get up there and go, oh, darn, wish I would have put that extra layer of socks or thermals on or whatever it might be. There's the next few days. We're looking at a few inches the next 5 days, next 6 to 10, another 3 inches. But I think our next chance will probably be around Wednesday. Vail, 6 inches, Beaver Creek, maybe another 2. But we'll see what happens as those storms progress. I tell you right now, Lee, I'm glad I'm not in California. Man, California is getting washed off the map right now. I was watching some video from Southern California around San Jose and in Santa Cruz, and it was unbelievable what's happening. I mean, they're measuring their rainfall and their impending storms for 5, 6, 10 inches of rain that they're forecasting. I hope those guys make it through okay in California. That place is just, they see the extremes there. I thought from way up here to way down here, they see a little bit of everything. But thankfully, we won't be seeing that in this area. At least I hope not. I hope if we're going to see any precipitation, it's going to be in the form of snow and not that rain. Should we take it to a break and come back here in a few minutes? All right, we're going to take it to a quick commercial break. We're glad you guys are joining us here on Vail Live. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery stands for providing the highest quality of care to our unique patient population here in the mountains.
I think that what makes us unique is that we really are practicing groundbreaking techniques, yet, we practice it in a small town environment. Our patients are our neighbors and our kids go to school with their kids.
I think every one of our docs treat their patients like their family. Our goal is to keep you active, doing the things you want to do, and we'll map out a road to success to get you there.
Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to Knapp Harvest and the beautiful bounty of Knapp Harvest. We have here a lot of local produce, organic, from our hardworking farmers up and down the valley. So look at all the different apples. We work with all sorts of different apples. If you haven't ever done an apple tasting, it's a great idea. Please come here for the freshest produce possible. We have recipe ideas. We have fresh Knapp Ranch mushrooms to put in your stuffing or whatever you'd like to create. Come see us. You can get everything from your fresh flowers on the table all the way to desserts. So Knapp Harvest is located in Eagle Ranch on Sylvan Lake Road, right next to Color Coffee. We're open 7 days a week. Come see us for all your gift and stocking stuffer needs. We have lots and lots of gifts as well.
Welcome back to Vail Valley Live. Billy Dorn here at the studios at the Grand Hyatt in Vail. We're going to take a look at the Vail Daily headlines. Of course, the Vail Daily available all throughout Eagle County, and this is a terrific go-to. If you're new to the Valley or you're returning, of course, you'll remember the Vail Daily, a terrific go-to for all the happenings around town, not just great articles, but events, restaurant specials, bar specials, shows, concerts, all that kind of stuff is all happening in here. Also wanted to mention they do have this on the stands right now, the Vail Best of the Vest magazine, which is terrific. This is all voted by locals for local places, and it can be anything from bars and restaurants to museums to yoga studios to fly fishing outfitters. And yes, we do fly fish year-round up here, so if you want to get out and try your hand a little trout fishing, check that out as well. But looking at the headlines, if we look at that cover shot right there, oh man, that looks toasty warm right there. That's right down there in Eagle. It is the Thursday 12th night bonfire in Eagle. They've been doing this annual event for 12 years now, where everyone brings their trees and they compost things and they burn it all up, and that looks really nice for a nice evening to get out, probably have a little schnapps or whiskey in your cup and enjoy a huge bonfire. Looks terrific. Looking at the headlines right there, grounded for good reason. Pitkin airports, Eagle County airports are among nation's worst for disruptions. That article is on A3, and we've been hearing a lot about all the disruptions in airports. I think something over the holidays, something in the neighborhood of 5,000 flights were canceled due to weather and all kinds of delays and things happening. And of course, Denver International Airport sits right in the heart of it. So we had a lot of folks that couldn't even make it up here to the Valley. So that airport, or that article kind of touches on that if you're curious about some of the disruptions that did occur. Over there in local and regional, the warmth of the season, it kind of talks about the 12th annual bonfire they've been doing in Eagle, and it's a great event. You know, I really love it here. They're always doing all kinds of fun little things here around town, and that's definitely in Eagle is a great spot right down there. Take it over to A8. This is something that if you're into going to the backcountry or know people that like to go to the backcountry or want to go in the backcountry, more specifically, have them do some research. As snow piles up in the backcountry, so do the risks. Avalanche danger is present all the time in the high country. We're in the Rocky Mountains, and it's unfortunate. We've already had several at least, fatalities this winter for people going out in the backcountry just ill-prepared. 13-year high for potentially deadly natural avalanches. We got a lot of snow. We've had a lot of wind blowing that snow around, and we actually have, if you want to get on Google, the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. Colorado Avalanche Information Center will give you all the ups and downs, all the haps going on with the backcountry and avalanche risk. Do not ever head to the backcountry unless you are fully prepared. There it is right there, the CAIC, Colorado Avalanche Information Center. Coming from someone sitting here talking to you guys that have lost friends in avalanches, it's just not worth it. Getting those turns, it's just not worth it. So if you know anyone that likes to do that, make sure they're fully prepared and they check on all the backcountry conditions. But that's a great article as well. Taking it to A25, there she is again, sports and outdoors, our own local girl, our rock star, Michaela Schifrin. I just never get tired of seeing her. She has been on the covers and on the pages for so long. I think every day this week she's been here on the sports and outdoors. But she is staying focused in the process of skiing. She is on par, I think, to break some of Lindsey Vohn's at least one record, but she's crushing it as well. So if you've heard about Michaela Schifrin but don't really know what her story is, read these articles. She's a local girl. You'll see her around town. She goes to the restaurants. She hangs out. She's a terrific, terrific lady and just an incredible skier. Incredible skier. So Michaela Schifrin making it happen right there. What's the next thing we're looking at there? Oh, yeah. Vail Rec District's Winter Adult Leagues registration. There's always adults. There's so many kids at heart here. You might not be a kid, but you're definitely a kid at heart. And the Vail Rec District has all kinds of things happening. I mean, volleyball, basketball. How about some axe throwing? With that picture right there, that's a great shot of two ladies holding their razor-sharp axes. Vail Rec District always doing all kinds of cool stuff. That's going to be a really cool article. And then arts and entertainment, right up there in Beaver Creek, right in the heart of Beaver Creek, is the Valar Performing Arts Center, and they just did a stellar upgrade, $500,000, $500,000 system upgrade to their sounds, their lighting, all that. Our own Leah Miller here, our director, she said she was just up. You were just up there only a couple days ago. on Thursday, and she said it's Mac Daddy. It is an amazing system. And Valar PAC, ValarPerformingArtsCenter.org to check out their list of events. They have all kinds of shows, concerts, plays, theater, stand-up comedians. Some really amazing names come to check out the Valar. There it is right there, celebrating 25 years this year, and it is a terrific, terrific venue. It's one of those places, literally, folks, it's just there's not a bad seat in the entire house, and the list of guests goes on, and they're constantly adding concerts, too. Often at the last minute, a big name is going to make a stop here, and they'll throw it on the calendar, so it's worth checking that website and their calendar of events often as you possibly can. ValarPAC.org for all the things happening. Right, terrific spot right there in the heart of Beaver Creek. Taking a look at the roads today, we mentioned kind of briefly in the weather forecast before that the roads aren't too bad. There's a look at the cameras, the live cams. Of course, these are available on CO Trip, Colorado Trip, cotrip.org. You can check out the live action cameras if you're going to be making your way to Denver today for any reason, or even to Eagle. You can see what's going on right there. Right now, things look pretty good. Vail Pass is the only spot. Looks like there might be a little bit of snow on the sides of the road there, but everything else looks relatively clean. As I mentioned, that wetness is not from melting. That wetness is probably from mag chloride. The plows spray that down, and what that chemical does is it keeps the roads from icing up. But the only unfortunate thing with that is it does work. It keeps the ice from happening, but it sprays up on your windshield, and it's kind of a thick kind of stuff. So make sure your wiper fluid is topped off, especially not just for the mag chloride, but as that sun pops out and makes its way over the ridges today, you're going to start getting melt happening on the side of the roads for all that snow you can see sitting on the shoulders there, and that'll run into the road. That'll continue to spray up as you get semis and big SUVs driving around. So just be prepared for that as well. And the one thing I like to mention, I'm a nature lover for sure. And up here in the high country, we see some big old animals. We see moose, we see elk, we see deer, you see bighorn sheep, especially down by Idaho Springs. So just always be aware, especially in the early hours of the morning and dusk. Be prepared. Those animals often make their way down by the roads because just like us, they like to go where it's easier to move around, and that often means clear roadways. So just keep an eye out for the animals, because they don't really keep an eye out for you. I think it's our job to look out for them. But overall, roads looking pretty good. If you are heading to Denver, it should be a pretty clean shot. Definitely want to give yourself a little extra time. You never know what might happen. I think right now we should take it back out to Megan. She's out in the field. Megan is up there. I think she's still at the top of Bridge Street at Gondola 1. Yeah, there she is. You starting to see some folks out there? What's happening out there, Megan?
Yeah, I got about a handful of groups of people in line. I'm wondering, is everybody sleeping in after the hockey game last night?
That's possible. That could be it.
I wonder if we won, but yeah, so got a couple of people coming up. They're starting to come in. Some people are in the ticket line waiting for the ticket office to open at 8 o'clock.
Aha. Are you one of those people we mentioned before, pardon me, you've been skiing your whole life. Are you one of those people that, like, the crack of sunrise, you're up and ready to hit that hard? Or are you more of a casual, sleep in, have some coffee, have some breakfast, make your way up and use the latter part of the day skier? What kind of skier are you?
You know, all my life I was in all those clubs. I was one of those first tracks and kind of getting that, walking across the parking lot with my ski. So these days I kind of take my time.
So the pendulum has swung back. The hardcore get after it has kind of given way to, I'm going to just stroll into my day.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm absolutely the same way.
I don't need to go in for lunch. I just ski, 4 hours straight, and then I'm done.
Yeah. I will admit, I've definitely become a fair weather skier in the years I've been here. I prefer to be out there in the warm sunshine rather than the frigid temperatures.
Oh, I'll be out there today, for sure.
Perfect. You'll get after it.
Yeah.
Where are some of your... Now, there's folks probably at home watching us, or people in their hotel rooms watching us right now that may be new to the mountain. What are some of your favorite places you love to ski? Megan, do you have any special pockets of the mountain you're like, oh, that's my place right there. That's where I go.
I really enjoy, over by Chair 9, the old 17. That was that's kind of, because no one's ever in line.
Yeah.
And I'll go over yonder and yonder over in there. I really enjoyed that. I like Chair 10. I do log shoot, Prima Pronto log shoot. I have my favorites. I can recommend places for people to go as well. Sourdough is great for people that are just kind of trying to warm up and practice and stuff.
No, for our viewers, you see this scroll happening at the bottom of your screen here. We don't expect you to memorize that. Don't grab your pen I'm trying to write that down. These are just kind of reminders of places that have been groomed, So those cats getting out there all night long, making it nice and corduroy smooth for you. If you want to get on either Vail.com or BeaverCreek.com, you can get on there and check out these maps. There's the front side right there, Game Creek Bowl in the upper right corner. You can go through all of these maps, whether it's Vail or Beaver Creek or Bachelor's Gulch or even Arrowhead, and you can kind of map out maybe how you want to plan your day depending on the level of skiers you're skiing with today, whether it's kids or real more expert skiers. These maps will help you kind of figure out the terrain where you want to go. And that scroll at the bottom of the screen is just reminding you of the areas that have been groomed. And when you get to the mountain, you can grab these maps, and there's also signage everywhere telling you what has been groomed, what's being groomed. And so, in case you're wondering what that is, don't expect to remember all those names.
I'm really excited for the OS Never and Seldom to open up over by the new Chair 17. That's actually another favorite area of mine.
What area? What level is that area? I'll be honest. In the 33 years I lived here, I have almost exclusively Beaver Creek, Bachelor's Gulch, that area. So I know some of Vail, but not all of Vail. Where are those areas you just mentioned?
So top of 3 and 7, and the new 17 over behind there. That's where OS Never Seldom is. It's been closed because they're putting up the cable for Chair 17,
Gotcha.
which should be done soon, and then they'll open it up. It looks so fresh over there.
That is always something to behold when you see them putting in a chairlift. Oh my God, it's amazing. First of all, those cables, you got to remember, those cables are sometimes several miles long or at least a mile or more long just one way. And then they got to loop that thing. And there's only a handful, I think there's literally a handful of companies in the entire world that are very family-run, generational companies, and they know all of the tricks of the trade and all the secrets to connecting all those cables and making everything perfect. So I think that's really interesting to see how they put a chairlift up like that. In the summertime, they fly those towers in with these massive helicopters. These helicopters are so powerful that you see the workers out there. I don't know if you knew this, Megan, but they got to wear basically metal suits as they're putting these towers down, because the blowdown from the rotors on the helicopters are so powerful that they can throw large rocks around, like baseball-sized, grapefruit-sized rocks can be flown around. So it's incredible watching them put these chairs in. But Chair 17, that's going to be something really cool when that gets all finished.
Yeah, I'm excited for it to open up, because that'll open up a whole bunch of territory over there. But
nice.
It's right next to 5, so when you come back over to Vail, you'll see the new chair.
You have to check it out. Well, just a reminder also, our studio's over here over the Grand Hyatt in Vail. We're over in Cascade. And Cascade Village Chair, I believe it's Chair 20, is probably one of the most underused chairs. It sits right here next to the Grand Hyatt, and right next to that is the Moet Chandon Opry Yurt, and that's part run by the Grand Hyatt. So if you're coming over looking for something really unique to do, park here in the structure, take this chairlift, go check out the whole mountain, make your way back over here for later in the day around Opry, and check out their Moet Chandon Champagne Yurt. Here's a little teaser right here.
Oh, hey, here we are at the brand new attraction here at the Grand Hyatt Vail. Here to tell us more, we have Carrie Clay. Tell us where we are. This place is gorgeous.
This is the Grand Moet Yurt. It's located right outside of the Zen Garden at the Grand Hyatt. And it's got an ice skating rink. We've got live music on what I am now calling Yurt Days instead of Thursdays.
Okay.
And the Yurt is open up 7 days a week from 3 to 6. Okay. And lots of fun things. Moet is our official sponsor for here. We have tons of different food, beverage.
Yeah, look at this
oh, it is my favorite. Chef Pascal does such a great job.
Yes, awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Come on in for après ski. You got some fun little cozy seating areas. Bartender right there in case you want to get some Moet Chandon
I know.
as well. Perfect. Okay, and then the ice skating rink. Can we rent skates around here too?
So skates are part of the hotel's resort fee. So it's part of what you're already paying for, and it's also open daily from 3 to 6, weather dependent, of course.
Okay, yeah, perfect. If there's a little too much snow, they might have to shovel up that rink. But what a fun thing to do. When you come off the slopes, you come to the yurt, you got this great experience. I love the decor, and it just kind of gets you ready for your night. Maybe do this before you're going out to dinner.
Absolutely. Well, nothing hurts than a little bit of champagne at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, bubbles, no troubles.
Cheers.
Hi, my name is Carrie Maywack, and I'm with the Eagle Valley Library District, and today I'm at our Eagle branch featuring our Spark Studio. So this is our maker space lab, or the place where you can come try new technology. We have software, hardware, pretty much anything that you can use to make and create. We have some sort of version in our maker space. Thanks for checking out the Spark Studio with me today. Make sure to come back to the Eagle Public Library and check it out for yourself.
This Weather and Mountain Report is brought to you by Grand Hyatt Vail, Hyatt's newest luxury resort in Vail.
All right, yes, come by the Grand Hyatt. They got all kinds of great stuff to showcase their fireside lounge, beautiful views out over Gore Creek. I mentioned Chair 20 is right here, probably the most underused chair around. And then they got the great Moet Chandon yurt. What'd she say, yurts days instead of Thursdays, yurts days? Something like that. I like that. That was clever. All right, take a look at the weather right now. If you look out your window, if you're in Vail, you might be looking at a little bit of snow falling. If you're a little west of us here, you're probably looking at blue skies and maybe the sun popping out. We got a little bit of both happening right now. Temperature is still a little chilly, only in the mid-teens. That'll go up pretty quick. I think we got a nice day on deck here today. I think the clouds will probably break up. We'll see a little sunshine coming out here. If you're new to the valley or are fresh coming out here, something to remind you: when that sun comes out, you want to make sure you have your sunscreen on. I was in line the other day. There was a little kid in front of me with his father, and I said something about sunscreen, and he said, "You don't need sunscreen because it's winter time." And I think there's a lot of adults that feel the same way. You do need sunscreen up here in the high country. We are at high altitude. We are much higher elevation than most likely where you're from, and so you're going to get those very intense ultraviolet light from the sun. So even on days when you'll get a lot of clouds, that UV light's still coming through. So make sure you get your SPF either 30 or 45 or higher on, because you will get sunshine, especially when those clouds clear. Temperature is going to be pretty good for the next few days. We do have another chance of snow probably coming in about Wednesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, I think, is another storm that might be happening in this area. But until that time, temperature is pretty nice in the teens, high teens into the 20s, and some pretty decent weather happening, which is great. If you look at that snow report, the last 24 hours are reporting 6 inches of the fresh white stuff up there. And then the 7-day total, 16 inches. But I love that to date. What's 128, 130 something inches to date, which is great. There's a look at the 6-day forecast right there. As I mentioned, Tuesday into Wednesday's next chance is some decent accumulations. We may see a few little puffy storms come through, dropping a little bit of dusting or a half inch here and there. But the next real chance of something is Tuesday into Wednesday with a high 35. And oddly enough, if you never knew this before, there's times when it can actually be too cold to snow. So when you see those temperatures in the low 30s, sometimes even above freezing, actually works to our advantage. And if it gets too cold, if it gets in the teens or even low 20s sometimes and those storms come through, it can actually be too cold to snow. So we like to see those temperatures right around the low 30s when those storms come through. That means it's going to drop a lot of that precipitation. And the next few days, only a couple inches in Beaver Creek, maybe 6 there, maybe a couple inches in Vail. And then the next 6 to 10 days, overall, another 2 to 5 inches up in Beaver Creek, another 6 or so over in Vail. So we're definitely hoping to see some temperatures be just perfect for some snowfall fall. Let's take it out to our friend Megan. She has, I believe, has found some ice sculptures. Is she looking at the ice sculptures? We have an incredibly talented Paul Wharton. He's from Alpine Ice, has done some amazing work. And there, yeah, right behind you. Megan, tell us about where you're standing and what's going on there.
Well, actually, I am standing right by the Mountain Standard, right on the Gore Creek Promenade. So it's going to be right next to El Segundo, up the creek, Mountain Standard, Lancelot. There's lots of great little stores right here. And this is the 16th annual Winterfest ice sculpture. And I wanted to check in on it because it's almost done. And look at it, it's called the Wave.
That's cool looking. That is really cool. Now, Paul Wharton from Alpine Ice has been doing these sculptures for many years, and you can see these all around town. I think do we have some photos or some people? Look at these. Now, right where Megan's standing, this is kind of in the similar vicinity, but at nighttime, he's got LED lights in those that light everything up. So it's lit up this incredible way, very magical looking. Look at those big ice chairs in front of an ice theater screen right there. So this is something, if you're in Vail or if you're anywhere and want to go into Vail for the evening, to walk around down there right where Megan is by Mountain Standard, El Segundo, right down there by Gore Creek, it comes to life with this magical, almost like a Willy Wonka kind of looking thing. I don't know, just throw some candy, but it looks absolutely beautiful. Tell us now, Megan, where you're standing right now. Can you describe or show us better the wave and how big it is? Because looking from where you're standing behind you, it looks like it starts small, then it gets bigger and bigger. How much further past you does that go?
So it is called the Wave, and let me see if I can kind of move the camera with me.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes all the way
that's cool.
towards the water, and it stands, I believe, 9 feet. Dom interviewed them yesterday on Vail Daily Live, the actual artist. So people should kind of go back and check it out. But it is incredible. And I think it's going to be done on the 10th.
That is really, really cool. I'd love to know, and maybe he talked about this yesterday. I didn't see the interview, but I'd like to know how long it's taken him to get just that sculpture to where it is right now.
He just started on the 2nd.
Oh, is that right?
He just started it last Monday.
So he whips right through those. And then these will stay up all winter long, right? They'll just stay up until they melt away. So it's something that even though this goes until the 10th, I believe you said, for the winter festival kind of thing, they'll stay there all winter long.
Well, on the 10th is when it's going to be done, and that's probably when they're going to do that illuminating of the light. So it's going to be here all winter long. So it's a sight to see. I tell all my other guests to come and check it out.
Yeah, well, the pictures that Leah.
It's called the Wave, so she just kind of slowly melted away.
Very cool looking. Yeah, Leah was just showing the audience some pictures, and it's just amazing how it just comes to life when those lights get put on. It just gives it a whole new, very ethereal, magical kind of fantasy look, really.
Yeah, let me show you. It's also, it's not just this one area. I can actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's over there as well.
All the way down that whole promenade area along Gore Creek, right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, all the way to International Bridge. Yeah, she's right down there, as she mentioned. She's down there by Mountain Standard, Gore Creek, International Bridge area. It's all right there along the creek there. So at nighttime, that'll all be lit up. But that's a great spot, because you were just, as we came back to, you mentioned Standard, El Segundo, all those places. That's kind of a real hub of activity in the evening. You got the candy store right there at the top of the stairs next to El Segundo. Mountain Standard's right there, right above that, Sweet Basil. That whole area is just like a hub of activity in the evening.
Up the creek, retail stores right here, a toy store down here called Wishes. There's some great stuff right here.
Yeah.
This little promenade.
Terrific stuff. All right, I think we're going to take it to a break, Leah. We're going to take it to a quick break. We're going to come back and visit with Megan more, because she's got more to talk about. So stick with us. You're watching Vail Valley Live. And by the way, I just want to mention, if you want to continue to watch us, you can watch us. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch our YouTube channel. And we are here on Outside Television, Channel 17, every morning, 7:30 to 8:30. So make sure you watch, because we also do giveaways sometimes for Watch and Win. So we're going to take it to break. Stick around. You're watching Vail Valley Live.
Hi, I'm Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called the Colorado Welcome Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Card booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too. See you soon.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery is kind of a one-stop shop. We have everything in-house.
We have cast techs, MRI machines, x-ray of course right at the clinic, physical therapy right at our clinic.
I'm going to get to the bottom of what your diagnosis is with all the resources we have, and that's what we do.
Moet Vending for life's spontaneous, festive moments. Celebrate at the Grand Hyatt Vail.
Hi, I'm Tess Johnson. I was born and raised in Vail, Colorado, and we're here at Yeti's Grind in Vail. I'm a U.S. ski team member, World Cup skier on the FIS Freestyle Tour. I'm drinking a chocolate mint latte. Growing up in Vail was a really special experience. I think I am who I am because of this valley and the people in it, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am in the ski industry if I wasn't on skis at 2 years old in Beaver Creek. So I credit Vail and this entire community for where I am today.
Tess Johnson, and we are ready at the top.
Every step of the way in my ski career and just in my life, I've felt the Vail community right next to me. When I made the Olympics in 2018, it was kind of a surprise. I was the underdog. My family definitely didn't buy plane tickets ahead of time. And when I made it, we had about 10 days for my family to figure out how to get there. And the entire community created a GoFundMe to raise money for my family to come all the way to South Korea and watch me compete. I really wouldn't be where I am, but also who I am without this community. I think when I say I'm from Vail, I just feel so much pride. So I started mogul skiing when I was 9 years old. My neighbors down the street were a part of the bump program here in Vail. And we skied highline on Chair 9 10 times. It was 10 on 10. And I remember thinking it was just the most awesome thing of all time. I told my mom, I was like, I think bumps is kind of my calling, and she signed me up for bumps and jumps, and I never looked back. I think that first day on Chair 10 really started my passion for the sport, and I love going back there over Christmas and whenever I can to kind of reignite that passion and just remember why I do this sport. I think 2 accomplishments in my career stand out to me the most. The first one would be becoming an Olympian in 2018. That was always one of my biggest dreams in this sport, and to do it at 17 years old with my whole family there in Korea was just magical. And the second one would be my team's World Cup sweep in Deer Valley, Utah in 2021. My teammate Kai Owens and Hannah Soar and I swept the podium for the first time in history. And that was just unreal to do on home soil in front of our family and friends. To all be holding the American flag together on that podium was really so special. Words can't really describe how I felt in that moment. The advice I would give my younger self would be to remember why I ski. And I think that that has helped me a ton in the tougher moments in my career. My passion for mogul skiing was born with friends on Vail Mountain, and I think all of that helps me get through some of the tougher times in which I get a little bit too wrapped up in the outcome and the results. And I think if I can remember why I do it a little bit more often, I'll be just fine. Once again, I'm Tess Johnson. This has been the Yeti's Grind Coffee Chat.
That was a very cool piece there on Tess Johnson. What an amazing young lady. She's really, really crushing it. And we're very proud of you, Tess. Thanks for doing what you do. Hey, there's an event coming up that I want to let you guys know about. It's coming up on January 14th. It's right here in Avon. And it's a giant fireworks display here in Avon, an evening, obviously evening thing. January 14th at Nottingham Lake right in Avon. Starts at 5:30. They have free hot chocolate pepper schnapps. That's as long as that lasts. And I have a feeling this is going to be a big event. I just have this. They've been marketing this really, really well. It's right there at the Avon Performance Pavilion, and that's going to be where you get the cocoa and pops. That's while supplies last. The fireworks start 6 o'clock, but bring the whole family to enjoy free hot chocolate, etc. Famous firework extravaganza. This is going to be a neat event, so bundle up, get your friends and family, and get out there and take to the night skies and watch them light up in Avon for the most spectacular fireworks display on the western slope. As I mentioned, starts at 5:30. Event. The fireworks is probably around 6. They recommend public transportation because the parking can get tight in that area. There's going to be some free parking, but make sure you watch where it is you are parking. Avon buses and shuttles will be running their regular scheduled routes, so you can get dropped off right there. This is a no-pet event, so don't bring your dogs. I know as awesome as your dogs are, don't bring them on this. Also, because the fireworks are happening, a lot of dogs kind of freak out with that as well. Then the lake will be closed to ice skating beginning at 2:30. Of course, a lot of ice skating occurs on Nottingham Lake. There's a look at some of the fireworks. Avon is just renowned for their displays in the summertime and the 4th of July. You have people from all over the state that come up to see these events, so you know this is going to be something really, really cool. So prohibited items in this event. No single-use plastic bottles, obviously weapons of any kind, illegal substances, laser pens, all that kind of stuff. So just be smart about it. But it's going to be a terrific, terrific event. DiscoverAvon.org if you want to look this up, get more information. There is, if the event is canceled due to weather, there'll be notifications through multiple channels such as Town of Avon, Facebook, etc. It's going to be a terrific, terrific event. So it's worth checking that out. And another thing happening up in Beaver Creek, right up the mountain from Avon, of course, is the Beaver Creek Mountain Music Series, and that happens at the Talons deck right there at the bottom of Grouse Mountain. Is the Talons restaurant, and they have a huge deck right there, and that's beavercreek.com. You can check that one out. And there's the Mountain Music Series right there, but that's Littlefoot. They're going to be taking place. That's 11 a.m. to 2:30. That's today, actually. That's today, January 7th, from 11 to 2:30 on the deck, and they bring a high-energy DJ set with Mountain Mindset that's sure to elevate your Saturday. So join them over at the Talons Deck and Littlefoot. It's going to be a terrific, terrific day. And keep an eye out on the Mountain Music Series because, as I mentioned, the location's perfect, but they also get some really talented musicians up there, whether it's DJs or musicians playing their instruments, but there's some really terrific, terrific things happening around that area. And, of course, beavercreek.com, again, for that. What are we going to take a look at next there, Leo? What do you want to look at? Should we look at some... Let's bring in Megan. Let's see where in the world is Megan right now. Megan, where are you and what's happening?
I'm on International Bridge, kind of the entrance into that Gore Creek Promenade where that winter's ice sculpture is being displayed.
That's a cool spot right there because for those of you who might not know, in the summertime, they have the GoPro Games, which is a massive event of all kinds of mountain events, mountain sports, extreme sports happening. And one of the things they do right behind where Megan's standing, between where she is and that bridge behind her, they put these zip lines, or not zip lines. Yeah. What do you call them? The tight.
Zip lines.
Yes. No, not zip lines. They walk on. What is it? Slack line. Thank you. She just saved me. I'm showing my age here. Yeah, it's a slack line, and they do this incredible event. So right behind where Megan's standing in the summertime, hundreds of people are all piled around, and they're doing these slack line events right over Gore Creek. So that is a real, like a center location right there for the village and things happening right there. But it looks kind of quiet behind you right now.
And actually, and they also do the kayaking right
yes.
there down below. It's
because they built that spot right down in Gore Creek. If you can, I don't know if you can put the camera down there over the bridge at all, but they built these giant air pillows in the creek, and they can inflate these things and create these incredible like rapids and stuff right there for the kayakers to do all kinds of crazy tricks. It looks like nothing right now because obviously the water levels are low, but when they inflate these air bladders, that combined with snowmelt, that mellow area right there becomes quite a scene for the kayaking events. It's pretty out of control right there.
These are amazing. So it's an excitement to see. It's usually around like June 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, that second weekend in June. So
right there, there's some video right there. There's this crowd. That's some of the stuff that's happening. There's the slack line. Yeah, right there behind where Megan's standing. That's an event. If you've never been out here in the summertime, as Megan said, this happens in June. This is just an amazing event with all the sporting events, the live music, the arts and crafts and arts and things happening. It's a real kind of cultural event, all kinds of cool stuff. But that happens every spring, right around June. And that happens right there where Megan's standing. And what's that? Is that just a YouTube thing right there? So that's just a YouTube GoPro Mountain Games 2022. So that's the last one they just had. And it's a very, very cool event happening right there. And it's a big one. It gets bigger and bigger every year. As you can see right there, there's events that actually incorporate locals. There's the slack line right there that goes right across the bridge or the river right there where Megan's standing. But, yeah, really, there's doing the flips and stuff. Very cool stuff right there. So, Megan, where you are right now, are there people out and about? Are you starting to see any local characters moving around?
I don't see locals, but I see a couple tourists coming up and go skiing. And it's actually kind of surprisingly quiet for a Saturday morning.
It does seem, looking behind you, it's like a ghost town right now, which can be a great thing if you want to get out and get after your turns, because it means you probably have the mountain to yourself.
I know, right? Because it's been a really busy week here, so I'm kind of surprised. Monday was crazy here.
Yeah.
Lots of folks out on the mountain. And Tuesday, but maybe people are starting to head to reality.
It could be. Well, as you mentioned, an early week, I mean, the schedules, I think, were kind of thrown off because of all those cancellations and flights over the holidays. So I think everything kind of got pushed back, and I don't know, who knows. But if you're watching from out of Colorado, come visit. Come this way. Come see us. Hey, we're going to take you to a quick break. Are we going to take a break first, Leah? We'll go right to this. All right, we're going to take you to a quick break, but here's something cool, Megan. I don't know if you knew this, but we have our new dinosaur museum right here in Eagle Valley. Yes, we're going to be talking about dinosaurs and fossils and all kinds of cool stuff, prehistoric Colorado, when we return, so stick around.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery stands for providing the highest quality care to our unique patient population here in the mountains.
I think that what makes us unique is that we really are practicing groundbreaking techniques, yet, we practice it in a small town environment. Our patients are our neighbors, and our kids go to school with their kids.
I think every one of our docs treat their patients like their family. Our goal is to keep you active, doing the things you want to do, and we'll map out a road to success to get you there.
Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to Nap Harvest and the beautiful bounty of Nap Harvest. We have here a lot of local produce, organic, from our hardworking farmers up and down the valley. So look at all the different apples. We work with all sorts of different apples. If you haven't ever done an apple tasting, it's a great idea. Please come here for the freshest produce possible. We have recipe ideas. We have fresh Nap Ranch mushrooms to put in your stuffing or whatever you'd like to create. Come see us. You can get everything from your fresh flowers on the table all the way to desserts. So Nap Harvest is located in Eagle Ranch on Sylvan Lake Road, right next to Color Coffee. We're open 7 days a week. Come see us for all your gift and stocking stuffer needs. We have lots and lots of gifts as well.
Hey everyone, we're here with Billy Doran. He's with the Fossil Posse, and he's a regular here at Beaver Creek for their family programming. You can see him in the winter and the summer talking about the creatures that roamed Eagle County.
Prehistoric Colorado, Tricia. That's what I do. You just touched on Fossil Posse. So what I do in Fossil Posse is I like to bring the prehistoric world to guests, to locals, to kids, anyone that really wants to learn about this stuff. Yeah. When I'm not doing shows or doing the kids camps and things like that, I'm actually out in the hills digging up dinosaurs, looking for dinosaurs and looking for proof of our prehistoric past here in Colorado.
Well, and we're not talking hundreds of years ago. We're talking...
We're not even talking hundreds of thousands of years. We're talking hundreds of millions of years ago. Yeah.
This is so crazy. And you've got all this great displays. You can really kind of spell it out to the kids and the adults. And I've seen your shows. The parents are just as interested as the kids.
Absolutely. I tell you what, nothing turns an adult into a child again. And when you hand them a fossil or a tooth, they all of a sudden they're like, oh, T-Rex.
I know. It's so fun. Well, show us some of your props that you bring
So
out.
this is some of the stuff I use. So, I mean, visual aids are huge when you're talking about the prehistoric world. I can talk and talk and talk, but people want to see stuff.
Yes.
So one of the things I like to talk about and push around here is how the Earth has changed. You know, the Rocky Mountains are only about 70 million years old. But if we could go back to times like the Triassic, you know, it used to look kind of like this. Okay. I mean, Tricia, this is so long ago. There's no flowers, there's no butterflies, there's no bees. We have the very first dinosaurs. But then as things rapidly change, we move into time frames like this in the Jurassic. This is 150 million years ago. Okay. With some of the most famous dinosaurs like Stegosaurus walking around. We start seeing a massive change here when, towards the end of the Jurassic, we have some of the biggest animals, Brachiosaurus. Literally, they would have shook the earth as they walked. 130, 140,000 pound animals. And this is actually cool. It was one of the things I like to show people. This is when things change dramatically here, because if you notice, there's still no Rocky Mountains. Yeah. But as we come into the Cretaceous, we still don't have Rocky Mountains, but we have an ocean appearing. So it's things like that, being able to show that at one time, right where you're standing would have looked like this. We were completely underwater at one point in Colorado. There were no Rocky Mountains, and this would have been this beautiful Caribbean-like ocean. So it's stuff like this I like to show to give people that sense that, you know, the Earth is constantly changing, and when you go back these time periods, entire landscapes did not exist. They would have been something different.
I kind of let your imagination go wild, thinking about those bees that would have shook the earth with each step.
Well, not just that, but if we can get one more shot, check out, we're talking about the prehistoric oceans, you would not want to meet these creatures. Oh my God. This animal was more than 65 feet long, 120,000 pounds. This is literally the T-Rex of the ocean. They ate whatever they wanted, including their friends and family members. And we found bones from these guys in Eagle County, so we know they were here.
Okay. Yeah, and then, you know, besides the visual aids with this, then he brings out some of these artifacts and just the different findings.
Absolutely, because one of the things I also like to do is get the kids involved, get the kids thinking, so I can say, well, how do we know these animals ever exist? Sure, you can pick up a book, but how do we know they were here? Yeah. And I just love kids because they know fossils, bones, you know, here's a big chunk of dinosaur bone right here, or things like claws. This is a big claw from an Allosaurus. So it's these things that teach us that they're around, but beyond that, I like kids to even think even one step further, not just fossils, but what the fossils can tell us. Okay. And this is a cool fossil, one of my favorites. And if I grab this guy right here, this is Triceratops, one of the most famous dinosaurs. Every kid knows Triceratops. So if I could magically kind of pull out a piece of his horn, that's what this is. This is a real piece of Triceratops' horn. So beyond that, a kid can look at this going, that's really cool. And I'll go, yeah? I'm about to make this really, really cool. You see what these lines right here? You see those lines? Those are teeth marks from Tyrannosaurus rex. Oh! The only animal big enough to take down Triceratops. So now, not only is this a Triceratops fossil,
But this is a fossil from a Triceratops that got attacked by Tyrannosaurus Rex, because the fossils tell us that there's teeth marks right there.
Looks like
So
it's not a happy ending.
Well, we don't know. This could have broken off and he could have run away and lived his life, or he could have become T-Rex's lunch. We don't know, but we know that he got attacked by Tyrannosaurus Rex. So fossils definitely can tell the stories behind the animals as well.
I know you have a Q&A too. What are some of the most asked questions you
Oh
get?
gosh, well, one of the biggest ones, because probably the most famous animal around is Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's got the best Hollywood agent. So it's did T-Rex live in Colorado? And the answer is yes, he lived in Colorado. Other ones might be what are some of the biggest things I've ever found? For me, one of the things I found last summer was bones to an animal that was 100,000 pounds called Camarasaurus, who would have looked a lot like these guys, but not quite as big as this is Brachiosaurus, but a giant long neck. And things like, who would win in a fight is always a fun one, So, but a little bit of everything. And that's the greatest thing is kids, their imaginations just come to life.
Oh, I know.
All the things that they think about, all of a sudden they're just regurgitating. They want to tell me everything they know, and I love that. Although sometimes I got to quiet them down because I'm trying to do a show and I'm on a timeline. But I love when they want to share with me what they know.
I know, and parents, if you want to have your kids completely engrossed in what is going on, this is the ticket. They're not going to be on their iPads on this show.
That's
they
true.
are going to be listening to Billy Dorn. Okay, Billy, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me, Tricia.
Yeah, we're so happy to always have him up here at Beaver Creek, throughout the winter and the summer.
That was terrific. Thank you so much, Tricia, for that interview. Obviously, that was shot last summer. Duh, no snow. But that was really cool. And then we do those shows, as Tricia mentioned, summer and winter. And winter being today, it's part of the Family Fun Fest in Beaver Creek. It's 4 to 5:30 most every Saturday. You can get the information on beavercreek.com, but we'll be up there 4 to 5:30. I'll be doing my show talking about prehistoric Colorado. And we actually took it one step further. Fossil Posse is a chance to run a camp and teach about stuff. But we took it one step further. We actually just opened a dinosaur museum here in Eagle County, right down the street in Edwards. Here's some video I just kind of shot quickly yesterday. This just opened June 25th. So come on down. It's dinosaurjunction.org is the website that's called the museum at Dinosaur Junction. It's open Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 5. Although today we got to close a little early because I have the shows. But there's the website, dinosaurjunction.org. If you want to bring your kiddos, or if you're a dinosaur enthusiast at heart and you want to really see some of the big stuff that we have here in Eagle County, things that we found in this area. And we mentioned several times in the interview with Tricia about Tyrannosaurus Rex. We actually have a life-size T-Rex skeleton that'll be arriving sometime in the next week or two. It's running a little behind schedule, but it'll be right in that spot you're looking at right there. It's going to take up that entire corner. But it's a beautiful, beautiful little museum. It really dates back, there's fossils in there that go back more than 230 million years. So really looking at the deep history of Eagle County. There's when Eagle County was covered by ocean right there. Some of the creatures that lived right in this area. But it's a really neat little dinosaur museum, as I mentioned, Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 5, dinosaurjunction.org if you want to check that out. So come by and visit us, and I'll walk you through and take you back to the past in Colorado. Right now, would you take it back up to Megan and see what Megan's, she's over there in Vail. We got a few minutes left in the show here. But Megan, where are you right now? You're near one of the ice rinks. What's going on there?
Actually, I'm by Solaris. I just kind of wanted to remind everybody that hockey is tonight at the Dobson Ice Rink at 7:45. So that's always a fun event. They're playing against Boulder Bison. So if families are looking for something fun to do with their evening, head on over to Dobson Ice Rink. It's $10 online, $15 at the door.
And of course, our own Dom plays for as well. He's part of the Vail Yeti. Our own Dom that works here on Vail Valley Live. But they got a whole list of stuff. Do you go to these games regularly? Have you been to any of these games, Megan?
I have. I didn't go last night because I knew I was going to be on this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I may pop over there tonight. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
they got a pretty good following. I think those
energy. It's just really exciting.
And those games get to be quite a ruckus. I'm sure it's a lot of fun for sure. Now I'm looking. You're at Solaris. You're right there, kind of just a stone's throw from International Bridge, where you just were a moment ago. And I just can't get over how quiet it is behind you. There's like no one walking around. Did some alien invasion happen last night and everyone disappeared? Because I feel like there should be throngs of people walking around and there's no one.
No one. But and I do want to mention one more thing. The the snowshoe tours. Today's Saturday. It's the last day for that snowshoe tour until next Wednesday up on top of the Eaglebahn Gondola by the Nature Center.
You know what? I always like to tell people about the snowshoe tours. I think a lot of people are intimidated by snowshoeing. It just seemed like something so foreign to what they do. Go try it. It is not difficult. You're simply walking. The hardest part you might be finding is putting the things on your feet, but it's a great thing. Just like Megan just said, it's a free experience. If you want to go out with a guide and walk around, and I guarantee they're going to point out things. It's walking mountains. They know so much about the natural world here in Eagle County and around Colorado, and they will point out things to you that I guarantee you didn't know, and you're going to see this area in a whole new light. So I definitely agree with you on that one, Megan. That's a terrific event to check out, and that's walkingmountains.org, I believe, is that. If not, you can just Google Walking Mountains Science Center, but it's a terrific program they have going there.
Yeah, they have a tour at 10:30 to noon, and then again at 1:30 to 3. And part of that hour and a half is actually getting the shaded too. So it's really about an hour tour.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
And it's a terrific workout too. You want to get out if you're worried about getting a good workout, you're going to get a good workout. Just walking in snowshoes, you'll work up a sweat pretty easily right there for sure. Well, this has been a lot of fun. It's been great working with you, Megan. This is the first time you and I have worked together. So thanks for being here.
I know. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. On behalf of everyone watching, we appreciate you joining us here on Vail Valley Live this morning. As I mentioned before, you can watch us several different ways. We are here every morning at 7:30, 8:30 on Outside Television, Channel 17. You can also like us on Facebook and watch us on YouTube. We got all kinds of good watch and win and all kinds of events happening. So on behalf of everyone here at the studio, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 7:30. Have a terrific day.